favorite part of the challenge was posting on the Facebook every day and seeing what food pictures that my teammates have put and trying to see if I can incorporate any of that as part of my food.
Alright, so we just finished the nutrition challenge. Would you introduce yourself?
My name is Priya.
And why did you sign up for the challenge?
Okay, nutrition, food is something that is like very close to us in our whole family. So it's like we are food maniacs. We love to go and taste different cuisines across. So, so to say my favorite food is actually pizza and fries, but I wanted to see if I can control myself not having it for 6 weeks. So I signed up the challenge to see that whether I can move from some of the unhealthy eatings that I have been doing to some nutrition eating. And now I see that my kids also sometimes come up and say, can I also try this nutrition challenge that you're trying to do? So that's fun.
Awesome.
That's a win-win.
That's really
Yeah.
awesome. And like during the challenge, you've had some success, and you've seen some performance improvements, and some of our measurements weren't exactly where we wanted. But tell us about the success you had during the last 5 weeks.
Okay, so one is in run camp. I signed up for run camp because I wanted to improve it. So it's like I always, when I go for a run, okay, my husband is like, he can run a 5K in 30 minutes. So, and he has done a lot of half marathons, but I'm more of a couch person, or I would say I would like to stay at home, watch something, eat something. I don't want to go outside. So, but then I got into the groove of, there was a friend of 5 people. We just thought, okay, I think we were crazy. We didn't go for a 5K, we didn't go for a 10K. We directly signed up for a half marathon. And the time allocated was 3.5 hours, and I was able to complete it in 3 hours, 15 minutes, something. So it's like, when I completed that half marathon in April, I thought I really need to improve on the way that I run and improve the cadence, the breathing techniques and all those, probably the posture in which I am running. So, which means that I want to again sign up for the same the next April 2023, I want to sign up for the same half marathon. I want to see with all these improvements where I am. So it's like, so I want to do somewhere between 2 hours 45 minutes to 3. I want to reduce it by 30 minutes or so. So that's why I signed up for the run camp, where I thought I'm going to die under Coach James, definitely for sure. So, but then as the weeks went by, I could see that, okay, so we moved from 200 to 400 to 800 to 1600, but I was able to do it with ease. And whenever he gives a homework, so what I generally try to do is I try to complete that homework, and when I come back, I look at the statistics and I see what is my heart rate when I'm doing that. So it's like it started off pretty high, 143, and then even though I was doing longer runs, so it started off at 25 minutes, then it went to 30, 35, 40, but then my heart rate was coming down, which means that I'm able to run in an easy pace. So I felt that was really good. And then last month end for the API, especially the French squats test, I was definitely sure. I came in for an early morning test, 6 a.m. I was definitely sure. I was already at 95 lbs, and I didn't expect to level up. And I was thinking okay, I'll probably level up till 100, and I think it was, next one was 110, the next 2 levels up was 115. So I thought I'll level up to 115. Then both Jim was there. Jim was the coach that day, and James was doing a one-on-one session. They said, "No, you are doing it so easily. It's like you're not putting the full capacity. Come on, level up. Come on, put more. Another five." And I think I ended up at 120. I didn't expect to go from 95 to 120 on that day. So it was a great achievement on that day for me. So like those kind of performances, and like in the workout of the days, I usually would be like going with 30, 35, and then now when you're doing the front squats, you do at 55. So it's like you see the change in you where you're able to perform more.
Yeah, that's awesome. It's obviously like, those performance things means that your body is more capable of, doing more things, and it's becoming more functional and, stronger and faster and more well conditioned and all those things. Being able to do those things, like what is that a sign for you in your life? Like, do you feel less like sitting on the couch now? Do you feel like getting off the couch a little more often, or?
Yeah, so what happened this Saturday after the Trails for Tales is like, my kids, they're not like somebody who likes to go out and run. So it's like after the 5K, they said that we want to do more like this. And I was telling, okay, there is actually a 5K that's happening in November. If you guys want, we can do that. I was talking about multiple options where we can go and do a 5K. And my husband was telling, look at her. She has been like on the couch like 6 months back. Now she's talking, let's go for a run, let's do exercise. Like, he was proud of me. So yeah, it was
great.
fun.
Oh, that's
And
really
then
awesome.
when you do it as a family, it's fun.
Yeah, awesome. That's really awesome. So during the nutrition challenge, right, you faced some obstacles, right? What was the biggest obstacle that you felt like you overcame during the challenge?
Okay, so the biggest there were two, I would say. Okay, so one is like my kids, not my elder one, my younger one is more like into munching a lot of stuffs, and like you cannot take away the chip. He is lean, he is a soccer player, he can eat anything and stay the same way. He had been like that for 7 years now. So he keeps munching on chips and drinking whatever drinks he wants. And then the whole of the challenge, I had my in-laws come from India, so it's like there are a few religious stuff my in-laws do, so it's like there will be sweets every Thursday that they will make. So it's like those are all temptations that are there in front of you, and you see everybody else in the house, 5 people in the house eating whatever they want, whereas you have to have that self-control to say that no, I will not do this. But there were days where I said, like, so she would make, we have something called the vada, so she would make the vada and say that, I made this, why don't you eat it? Then I would say that, okay, if you want me to take that, I will take it as part of my carbs, so for one meal I know that I can eat this as part of the carbs, and then there are 2 other meals where I can compensate it with better choices. So that was tough, where saying no to somebody who is elder. And this again was for 2 weekends consecutively we were going out, so looking out for options that were healthier was difficult, but I knew that there'll be salad everywhere, and the protein portion was something that I tried to see which one best fits. And on the first day, I was so surprised that I went into high hop and I thought, okay, today's breakfast is gone. And they had a pancake made out of protein powder. I said, wow, this is what I want. So it's like making the right choices.
Yeah.
Even though like there are a lot of...
It's easier to make bad choices. Yeah. And so, obviously, like, I think having family in the house
who is not into it.
Yeah, who's not into it is probably one of the biggest obstacles that anybody could face. Um, and how do you feel like, being in the challenge helped you overcome, those things? Like, would you have ever got a protein pancake at IHOP if you weren't in the challenge?
No, I would not even have
Yeah.
looked at the part of it. Yeah.
Yeah. And, in past times where maybe the in-laws were visiting or maybe somebody else was visiting, did you ever find yourself even thinking about like what you're eating, or is that
No,
something that's...
no, not even the in-laws. So it's like there are some festivals that happens, and like if it's a festival day, so there'll be like there'll be a big lone meal with the vada. There'll be sweet things. So there'll be a very big meal that will happen. But now I know that okay. So even though I make that meal for the family, I know what all I can put into my tray from that. That is allowed in my nutrition. So it's like it's making the choices is something that I would say like rather than controlling the mouth, it's more like controlling your brain, saying that okay, these are allowed. You can have it probably into that 20%, but then this cannot be your 80%. So
Yeah.
that
Yeah.
mindset change is something that came up as part of this challenge.
Yeah. Awesome. With the success that you did have, like, what do you feel like were the top contributing factors that helped you be successful?
First is the excellent group that we had. So it's like everybody was supporting everybody else, and you and Vanessa, like every question I asked, you will give us an answer. So it's like it was nice to have a great group, and it's not like okay, the group was not like okay, I posted my stuff and I don't care about others. It's like everybody was commenting upon others' post, and it was encouraging.
Yeah. Awesome. Is there anything that you want to share to someone sitting at home who is in the same shoes as you, before you started the challenge, if they're considering, doing the challenge?
Yeah, I would probably say it to my elder son. So I know he's in a teenage and he eats a lot. So there are certain better choices of food that he can make, and I can help him out. So that's probably the next plan. So once my in-laws are back, then it's just the four of us. So it's more controlled environment where he can also make better choices and eat healthier.
Yeah. Awesome. Great job, Priya.
Thank you. So I know now what are the things that we need to improve on. So